Coach DC News, where life continues to happen. The Department of Justice has signaled its intent to prosecute Don Lemon under the Ku Klux Klan Act, and it landed on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. That's not subtle, that's symbolic warfare. The argument being made is simple and severe. This is not a slap on the wrist moment. If the law is going to mean anything, penalties must be real. Years, not weekends. Prison, not house arrest. Accountability, not plea bargain theater. Anything less teaches the wrong lesson. The broader point is about resolve. The hosts frame this as a test of will for the current administration, a moment where the left is probing boundaries to see what they can get away with. They contrast it with prior administrations, where similar acts drifted by without consequence, emboldening activists who learned that outrage carried little cost. Law without enforcement is just poetry, and poetry doesn't stop escalation. What sharpened the outrage, however, was the setting. A church, not a courthouse, not a corporate office, a church. The raid is described as a direct strike on Christian faith and heritage, an intrusion that crossed from political provocation into cultural desecration. One image lingers, a young girl crying inside a house of worship. That's not optics, that's a line being crossed. The hosts call it a next-level infraction, because once sacred spaces become fair game, everything downstream destabilizes. From there, the conversation turns practical, uncomfortably practical for some. Churches, they argue, must stop assuming goodwill will protect them. Preparation is not paranoia, it's stewardship. The call is for layered security, trained teams, off-duty law enforcement where possible, and congregants who are legally armed and competent. Individuals are urged to take responsibility as well, acquire firearms where lawful, train seriously, and understand that protecting a place of worship is not bravado, it's duty. This is where leadership gets named and shamed. Church leaders who flirt with ideological compromise, who believe half measures will placate hostility, are criticized bluntly. There is no middle ground when defending sacred ground. Weak signals invite stronger attacks. Clarity deters them. The deeper fear expressed isn't a sudden civil war. It's something quieter and more dangerous. Slow degradation. A long slide where agitators are tolerated, boundaries soften, and each incident expands the acceptable range of behavior. History doesn't usually collapse in one day. It erodes while people argue over tone. The hosts insist the only way to stop that erosion is decisive action now, under the color of law, visibly and unapologetically. That's why they emphasize high-profile arrests. Prosecuting only low-level actors doesn't change behavior. It just feeds the machine. Arresting a figure with national recognition sends a message that ripples outward. Status does not confer immunity, and ideology does not excuse trespass or intimidation. The goal isn't spectacle, it's deterrence. This is the thesis, stripped bare. Law must be enforced, sacred spaces must be defended, and leadership must choose clarity over comfort. Delay doesn't preserve peace. It trades peace for decay. Done. Coach out. Peace.